Guy is dangerous. That's dangerous. When those people were saying Jews will not replace us, Jews will not replace us, that slogan sits on top of a very sick and twisted view that if you bring enough people of color here, we are so deficient, we are so stupid, we are so unwanted that we will be zombies to fill out the ranks for some Democratic Party agenda that Jewish people are manipulating and driving forward. That leads to violence. That puts at risk Jewish people. That puts at risk people of color. It is wrong. And the smug, condescending way that he just spews this poison out is very, very dangerous, because he won't stop Trump, but he's going to outlive Trump by about 50 years. And you're watching the rise of an American demagogue that is a very, very despicable person. Yeah. And I was shaking listening to him talk, because a lot of people don't know that is one step away from Nazi propaganda coming out of his mouth.
Just shut the fuck up. At a certain point.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Once again, we got to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy pulling up on communists, okay? Because that is what I talked about yesterday. Vivek pulled up on a bunch of communist protesters outside of the DNC and took them to school, okay? And now he's pulling up on another communist, Van Jones, of CNN, who Vivek has a problem with, because Van Jones went on CNN after a RNC debate in which, you know, Vivek killed it, obviously. He was amazing doing those debates. And Van Jones called him a demagogue, okay? This is what Van Jones said, okay? Vivek responded to Van Jones in the most epic way possible by telling him to shut the F up at a Turning Point event.
5 years ago, 3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you, but I now have my views that are a product of my experiences. We got to open our eyes to see that disease of dishonesty. The same government that has lied to us about not only what happened on 9/11, but the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, about the basis for the 2008 bailouts and the financial crisis, about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that never was, about the Hunter Biden laptop story, which we absolutely know to be true, about exactly what happened on January 6th, to the origin of COVID-19, to the Nashville transgender shooter manifesto, to how our own money is being spent in Ukraine today. We demand a government that tells us the truth again in this country. That's what we require. We can handle the truth. That's what it means to be a citizen of this country. So I say that on that last debate stage to a bunch of Republicans that are shaking in their boots. These are the things you're not supposed to say in the Republican Party even today. And then you get the mainstream media. You got this character, Van Jones, on CNN afterwards saying, this is the rise of an American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I am shaking. That's what he says. Just shut the fuck up. At a certain point, just shut the fuck up. Van Jones at CNN. We're done with it.
And now Vivek is pulling up on Van Jones at the DNC, okay? After the DNC, he pulled up on Van Jones to let Van Jones know that, hey, I do not appreciate your comments about me, and you put my family in danger when you said the comments that you said. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And this video is courtesy of Benny Johnson, okay? Let me make sure I give the proper credit here to the person that posted this video.
So we got death threats. We got death threats after the thing you said. So that's Van Jones for you.
So you were on air and you said that he's a demagogue, he's dangerous, he's going to be around for 50 years, long after Donald Trump's gone. So the first time in the campaign, we get a death threat of a man who wants to show up in New Hampshire. Thankfully, the police intervened, got it. The next day, back-to-back days, so my wife's scared enough. The next day, we wake up, it's 3 a.m., we get a call from him. He's my security guard saying, thank God you picked up. because we just got a call that somebody showed up at their house and has 4 dead bodies out. So that's within 48 hours, and I'm not going to attribute that to your comment because whatever it is. But for our family, you know what? Publicly I didn't do it, but for our family, yeah, it pissed us the heck off, actually. And so the reality is, I don't try to engage in rhetoric that gets other people in danger of bodily harm, but I do think that if somebody's going to, even if you didn't intend to provoke that kind of ire on my family, yeah, in that week it landed with me. Now, at the same time, am I going to...
Test.
Do I want to set a good example for people in this country of what discourse looks like? I do. And in the heat of a presidential campaign, and I've been open about it since I left the campaign as well, my competitive spirits, you know, sometimes stop us from being able to have the level of discourse we want. And I think you were wrongfully pushed out of the White House for your comments around 9/11 way back when as well. They were misconstrued, exactly. So what I will tell you is this.
Call yourself.
Yep. So I just wanted you to know that backdrop. That's my personal song. Don't give it to anybody else.
I will call you in a couple of days and I'll apologize to your wife.
Okay, well, we don't need to do any of this on air.
That's okay. But I will call your wife and apologize.
And you know what we can do? Is we can turn the page and maybe have a chapter to demonstrate what actual good discourse looks like in this country. And that's not just on you, that's on me as well. Okay, that's on two of us.
I'm really sorry.
No. Hey, it's classy of you to say so, and I hope we can build a friendship. I really mean that. Please do. Okay? Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
Damn. Vivek forced Van Jones into an apology, right? I believe that's what Van Jones was saying. He was like, I'm really sorry, and I'm going to call you and apologize. I think he's going to apologize to his wife, too. Wow, right? Vivek pulled up on Van Jones and made him apologize, okay? Made the communists bend the knee. Okay? Wow. Man, this guy got to be president one day, bro. Right? I'm so serious, man. Regardless of whether or not Trump wins or loses, okay? I'm hoping that Trump wins. But regardless, okay, the GOP, we got a choice, right? We got a choice in 2028, okay, if Vivek runs. And as of right now, the choice is clear, okay? Because if Trump happens to lose, okay, the GOP is going to go full-blown George W. Bush, neocon, Dick Cheney. That's what they're going to go back to, right? They're going to try desperately to go back to that, right? This is why, again, a lot of these people, they want Trump to lose, right? Because that's what they want to go back to, desperately, right? They're hoping that Trump loses and he gets thrown in jail and it's over. But it's not going to be over because we have people like Vivek Ramaswamy and others who can lead this movement into the future. So again, I'm hoping for the best case scenario for Trump to win, okay? And for voters in 2028 to say, you know what, let's take it to the next level, right? Trump was good, okay? But we have somebody that can articulate the America First agenda at a level that we've never seen before, and he's also fearless, right? He will confront anybody, right, including communists, including, you know, people like Van Jones. He will confront anybody on any issue, and he's willing to have the conversation, and we have never seen anything like this before, okay?
So I am currently kind of undecided. I know I'm wearing the button.
Then take off the button if you're undecided. Yes, you can take a picture.
Okay, wonderful.
You're actually undecided, though?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe the best person to get the job? Do you believe in free speech and open debate? Do you believe in growing the economy and making sure you're able to get ahead? To the president, who you think is going to best deliver that for the country?
For me,
I believe that's
I personally, in our primary, I voted for Nikki Haley because.
So you voted in the Republican primary, but then now you're. Okay.
Well, I voted in the because I knew
primary.
that President Biden would get the nomination.
Okay.
So I wanted to try
make your voice heard.
Because for me, another big thing was the insurrection. Mm-hmm. That was a very terrifying day.
What I will tell you about that is a lot, because I understand this. What you see in the media on the first day, relative to the truth that actually only came out over a longer period of time, revealed that the same media that lied about the Russia collusion, the same media that lied about the origin of COVID, about the Hunter Biden laptop, unsurprisingly has not been forthright on a lot else that the American public has been served either. So all I'd encourage you to do is, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, that's your decision.
Yes.
But vote for the person who you think is going to make your life better, economically, give you the opportunities you deserve after college, vote for merit and free speech. And you know what? The values this country was founded on, the reality is, vote for whoever you think is going to better do that.
It's real. It's 100% real. A lot of people say, well, Vivek was fake and, you know, yada, yada, yada. He's Obama. Well, he's been doing this for almost, 2 years straight now, right? It's hard to be fake for 2 years straight. I'm just saying. I think the dude is sincere. I think he's passionate about the issues. I think that he really wants to get this country back on the right track. And I am really hoping and praying that the American people realize what we have, because it really takes a real man to confront somebody like Van Jones to his face about comments that, you know, hey, a lot of people thought were maybe out of bounds. I mean, they tried to say that Vivek Ramaswamy was somehow a Nazi, or he was pushing a Nazi agenda, right? This is what they were saying. And they're comfortable saying this because there's never any real consequences for saying this stuff, especially those CNN and MSNBC, where there's not going to be any real pushback. Nobody's going to check him on the panel and say, hey, Van Jones, right? What you're saying is insane, right? It's out of bounds, right? You shouldn't be saying that the dude is pushing a Nazi agenda and that he's a demagogue and all this other stuff that you're talking about. Again, they say this stuff because there's no consequences. But again, when confronted on what he said, okay, Vivek made this man apologize. He made him bend the knee, right? Bend the knee and apologize, which is not something you really see from Democrats, right? You really don't see people on the left apologize and bend the knee too much. So seeing Vivek make Van Jones bend the knee is actually pretty base, right? It's one of the most base things that I've seen doing the DNC. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.